Battalion fans, welcome back to Battalion Marching Orders. I'm Greg Bowman, and joining me is another veteran, so to speak, for the North Bay Battalion, entering his fourth season in the OHL, Mitch Russell, joining us for Battalion Marching Orders. First off, Mitch, just your thoughts on the upcoming season. It's been an off season of uncertainty, and now you've got a date for training camps. You got some other key dates in the OHL. You got to be excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of unknown, obviously, the last couple of months, but for us to get a date at training camp, for us training, getting that date in our mind and knowing when to be ready finally. So that's kind of nice. And I think the battalion are going to have a good year this year, and we're going to rock and roll here soon.
Yeah. How have you been spending the pandemic and the extended off season, so to speak?
Yeah, obviously right away gyms weren't open, but within a couple of months, I think we had the gyms open. So that was fairly nice. And I've been in the gym quite a bit, doing rehab on some lower body, and finally been skating lots now, which is nice.
Yeah. So did you pick up any weird new hobbies while you were kind of stuck at home or anything?
I wouldn't say anything really new. I went golfing quite a bit, which was nice to get out again. But other than that, nothing really.
All right, let's talk about some hockey now. Early days, you're growing up in the Barrie area there too. At what point did you know that hockey was for you?
It's funny, actually. I had to decide between golf and hockey when I was about 13, 14, and it was in the air. I didn't really know what I was going to do, and my heart always kind of had hockey above golf. So I'd say 13, 14, I decided to play hockey, and yeah, that was my decision. My dad was a head golf pro, so it was a tough decision going away from golf, but hockey was definitely number one in my heart.
Yeah, so have you always been a forward while you were playing hockey?
No, actually, I was a defense growing up, and I switched around like minor bantam, major bantam. So I wasn't a forward too long, but I always wanted to put the puck in the net, so I decided to change forward.
Yeah, so then a lot of times you'll see like the kids just weaving through everyone and scoring 40 goals a season. That wasn't necessarily you. You kind of a late bloomer as a forward, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. It took me a little bit to get used to the league. Obviously, my first year in Owen Sound, we had a lot of good players, and the role I played, I didn't really get there. So North Bay gave me a chance, and I had a decent year last year, but I would like to build on that again.
Yeah, take me back to your rookie season in Owen Sound there too. You're a first-round draft pick of the Attack. You're moving to a new city. You're 16 years old, and you suited up in a lot of games. I'm curious, as far as challenges are concerned, which stuck out to you? Was it the off-ice, just trying to get used to a new city and a new family? Was it the on-ice, just pace of the game? Or was it some of that added pressure of being a higher draft pick in the OHL?
Yeah, for me, it's not really about pressure. It's more just adjusting. I found it a lot different from minor hockey, and I think it took me a little bit longer to adjust than I would like, but I'm happy where I am now, and I feel good about next season and finally feel like I've fully adjusted.
Yeah, and then we'll move on to the next season. You get traded halfway through. I'm curious from the player's point of view, how involved are you in that sort of decision to be traded? Or is it just a matter of you get let know, hey, you're going to North Bay, or were you kind of consulted like, hey, we're looking to move you here?
Yeah, for me, I had a no trade clause, so the trade was kind of in my hands, and my agent came to me with an option that was there for me, and I felt like that would be best for me, and was really happy to come here to North Bay. So.
Yeah, and then like your first couple of games here, you rip a couple of goals right off the hop there. It must have been a pretty easy transition once you finally got up north.
Yeah, as soon as I got up north, I felt like I was at home. All the coaches and all the staff were really good to me right away, and they gave me a fair chance to play. And Stan Butler was really good to me. Adam Dennis was awesome. So it was a pretty easy transition for me.
And do you feel like that easy transition into North Bay towards the end of that season translated pretty well into last season because you put up career numbers last year?
Yeah, for sure. I was really comfortable heading into camp last year, and I knew what to expect. And like I said earlier, like I fully feel like I adjusted, and I'm ready to do it again next year.
Now, it was a bit of a tough season for the battalion last year, a couple of lengthy losing streaks. We talk about your personal success, but that doesn't mean a whole lot when the team's not winning. Unfortunately, your first coach in North Bay, Stan Butler, gets replaced by Ryan Houlihan, and things started to turn around a little bit for you last season. I mean, just your thoughts on that kind of tale of two teams last year with the changing of the coaching staff and then putting together a bit of late season success.
Yeah, I think at the start of the year, we obviously weren't as good as we wanted, and we didn't play well enough to get the wins we needed. And then Houlihan coming in was awesome. He's a really good coach, and since day one, he's had all the players that want to play for him. And we work hard for him and our coaching staff, and I feel like we had a big change, a nice turnaround, and I think we're going to build on it again.
Yeah, and then, I mean, obviously the season was cut short, but like we mentioned, a career year for you. Have you been in contact with any NHL squads this offseason or what?
Yeah, with COVID and stuff, there was no camps and anything like that. So, yeah, I talked to a couple teams throughout the year, but no camps going on. So that noise kind of died down pretty quick.
But I mean, we'll be seeing a draft here pretty much right before training camp for you guys. I mean, how confident are you here? Are you that you'll hear your name called?
That's something I don't really pay attention to. If my name gets called, that's awesome. If not, I'm going to keep working hard and prove everyone wrong. And that's kind of my mentality with that.
So let's talk about this upcoming season there too. And it's a new looking team, lots of off-season additions, young players taking the next step, and then some older players like yourself looking to continue on last season's success. Are you maybe going to take a little bit more of a leadership role? Is that something that you might embrace on this year's team? Because like you mentioned, some new faces, some younger players, and you've been here for a couple of years. Is leadership something that you maybe want to work on this year?
Yeah, ever since I've been with the battalion, I feel like my leadership role has gotten bigger and bigger, and that's something I've always had, a quality I've always had to lead, especially the younger guys coming in. We got a lot of good talent, so just to kind of show them the ropes and what to do, what not to do, is really exciting for next year.
Using your own experience from coming into the league a few years ago, what do you think the biggest adjustment is for a player now coming into the league? And how do you hope to maybe help some of those younger players with that adjustment?
Yeah, I think for them, if I was to do it over again, is just be confident. They're all there for a reason, and just tell them to play their game. Don't change anything. Keep working hard, do the little things. And I think their game from minor hockey will translate right away.
I'm curious, current NHL players right now, who is your favorite to watch? You got to pick one.
I like Mark Scheifele. I watched him growing up when I was in Barrie, and I like the little details of his game, and he's a bit of a hockey nerd, so am I, and I like that about him.
And just lastly, your message to North Bay Battalion fans now here too, a lot of hype surrounding this team. I know you guys have expectations. The city has expectations. What are you telling fans who want to tune in this season?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a really exciting team. We're going to be young, fast, exciting to watch every game. We're going to be consistent and ready to go each and every night.
Mitchell Russell of the North Bay Battalion, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.